Kiwi.
102.2 Auckland.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Ads with Simon Pound from simonpound.com.
Together so that people from everywhere can spread messages of hope and cancer survival to the entire world at the Tour de France on the streets.
It is the ad feature, the weird and wonderful and the amazing and the very clever world of advertising. Simon Pound is with us. Hello to you, Simon.
Good morning, good sir.
Good morning. Well, what have we got for this week?
This week we've got a bit of a roundup of some of the big leading contenders and top dogs at Cannes, the international Oscars of the advertising creative world, as they're billed. An enormous party and advertising festival where hundreds of judges from all around the world, top advertising creatives, pass judgment on everyone else's work of the year. And the big news so far this week has been that Special, a New Zealand agency, won the Grand Prix, which is the highest award you can win, in the direct category for their Together Incredible Orcon Iggy Pop carry-on, which is amazing. Like, there's only ever been 5 won by New Zealanders ever of these Grand Prix, and they've won one of them, which is really just they deserve a lot of praise.
We've got some very clever, creative people here.
So I've had a look at some of the big ones from around the world. We've talked in the past about a couple of the ones that were leading contenders. Your Volkswagen Fun Theory, when they turned the stairs into the piano keys and people at subways took the keys instead of the stairs. We've also talked about the Coke Happiness Machine, which was a leading contender. That's the one where they had a vending machine in a college, and it handed things out through the slot that you weren't expecting, like pizzas and Subway sandwiches and the like, and gave people a real kick. And those are kind of on with what the themes are for this year. The big themes seem to be that if agencies have been able to bring together something clever with technology and add it to something clever with participation, and then if they can attach it to kind of a good cause or a good buzz, that's nirvana at the moment for advertising. And so one that you just played some audio from a second ago is the Nike Chalkbot. And that was a leader in that around the Tour de France, they've got the Armstrong charity, Livestrong, which everyone wears those annoying and ostentatious arm bracelets for, or used to. And they had this thing called a chalkbot where people could submit their own messages of hope to this robot that would then chalk them in writing onto the ground. Huh. And it was quite beautiful and quite cleverly done. Another big winner for this time was quite a clever thing for IKEA using Facebook, because of course every single advertiser and company in the world is using Facebook. They came up with something that was very clever and just used existing features. They were trying to draw attention to their range of furniture that was available. So they created a profile for a fictional store manager called Gustav Gustafsson. Yeah. And then he uploaded photos of all of these kind of room setups with lamps and couches and beds and tables and the rest.
But also made his life authentic by uploading like family pictures, him getting married and all that kind of stuff as well.
Indeed. And he put up all these photos, and then if people tagged themselves in the object, they would win the object. Huh. And so the only thing they had to do in return was, by tagging it, it would then appear in their news feed, so all of their friends would see what was happening. And then they kind of talked with Gustav and said, "Hey, I've got that one," and he goes, "Yes, you do," or "No, someone's already got it." and it was very simply done. Yeah. And before long, people were asking for more of them and asking for them to upload more photos, and people really reacted really well to it. Right. So it was quite clever, just using really simple stuff that's already there, no whiz-bangery, but just really connected with people. Yep. So people like that. And there's a great... So a lot of the big campaigns were things like the Iggy Pop, Orcon, Together Incredible, like the Chalkbot, these things that are massive and all about participation. But there still, of course, is a place for clever or funny work that just grabs people.
And I will play a little bit of this one from Skittles.
Yes.
Mom, do you think after the Skittles harvest we could call that specialist?
Douglas, I told you we've been given a miracle here. You should be thankful.
I was thinking that maybe I can go to college.
And I thought we were done with all that silly dreamer talk. You know we depend on you around here. Come on, give Mama a smile. Come on.
That's Skittles falling from a tree, Simon.
Yeah, and that tree is growing out of a guy's stomach, and that guy seems to have... He laughs as if he has some kind of special needs, and it's a very unusual thing. So the mum is telling him he can't go to college because they need him around there, and then she tickles him and makes him laugh, so the Skittles fall off, and then she runs off harvesting the Skittles. And I just love it. You just kind of think, how did they get that past the client? You know,
Yeah.
what did they say in the pitch meeting? people are going to love it because it's Skittles. But it's very clever. That and the man your man could smell like Old Spice ad with the fellow on the horse, and they are big winners in that area this year as well. And something that it's really worth going and checking out that Skittles spot online, and something in kind of like non-car news to wrap things up. The flash mob has been something that we've looked at a couple of times and that just keeps popping up everywhere. The T-Mobile one that they did at Liverpool Street Station, where they had hundreds of dancers and everyone loved the fact they were doing this big dance, and 20 million people watched it online, and it just kind of took the world by storm.
Yeah.
That was the first really good commercial use of what had been a pop culture craze, where people would randomly meet at a place and flash mob it and then randomly disperse. Lots of advertisers have tried it since, and it's just kind of been getting uncooler by degrees since then, until the other day Microsoft came along and they decided to, as part of their launch of their big kind of like Office 10 suite of offerings, they've done everything for this. They've thrown their kitchen sink at it. But they also did this flash mob outside their offices in, I think it was Atlanta. And it is the most deeply uncool, painful to watch, uncomfortable viewing.
Yeah.
As a bunch of people break all the rules of the flash mob. It's done in a place where there's no kind of surprise factor because it's in the courtyard of their office suite. There are no onlookers.
There's no one there.
Sorry?
There's no one there.
There's no one there. There's no onlookers to be surprised and amazed by the magic kind of synchronicity of it all. The dancing's bad, the music's bad, the people are obviously lame. It's just terrible.
Oh, yeah, because here's a little bit of the audio, which you could barely hear. You know, it's kind of in the background.
Well, I think that this footage that I've found is of kind of, it's not the official footage, it's just people filming what they were doing.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's so awful that I hope that it might be the end of the flash mob.
Yeah, death to the flash mob, Simon Pound. Oh, all right. Hey, thanks so much.
Hey, lovely. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, simonpound.com for more. And thanks to the folks also at stoppress.co.nz who will also post this video and the links and a bit of background